the Sangha as support. The refuge we build together. Mindfulness is simple, but it is not solitary. We can watch our breath, walk slowly, and smile to the present moment. Yet without companionship, our practice often fades like a candle in wind. Thích Nhất Hạnh says, in the heart of the Buddha's teaching, that the Sangha, the community that practices harmony and awareness, is one of the three jewels in which we take refuge, because no one sustains mindfulness alone. A jewel is not an ornament, it is a ground to stand on. When we are swept away by worry, anger, or despair, a community that shares practice becomes a living shore. Even remembering that such a shore exists can keep us from drowning. This truth is not a matter of belief. It is a law of our human nervous system. When we are alone, habit energy is loud. We fall into old loops, the phone scroll, the late night snack, the sharp reply, the anxious story that replays itself until morning. Thích Nhất Hạnh often speaks of habit energy as a galloping horse. Our willpower tries to pull the reins, but the horse has been trained by years of running. Community interrupts this momentum. The presence of others practicing slowly, walking gently, pausing to breathe at the bell, is like planting soft green grass across a field carved by ruts. The horse still wants to run, but it steps differently on this ground. In The Art of Communicating, he describes how the collective energy of mindfulness penetrates and supports us in a way our individual strength cannot. We borrow steadiness from one another until it becomes our own. There is an image he returns to again and again, a tiger on a mountain. On the high slopes, the tiger is safe and strong. If it descends to the lowlands, hunters can trap it. A practitioner without Sangha is like a tiger far from the mountain. It is not that the tiger is weak, but that the conditions are wrong. In Peace's Every Step, he urges us to create the high ground wherever we are, not only in monasteries or retreat centers, but in kitchens, offices, classrooms, and city parks. The Sangha is the mountain we climb together, a climate where goodness and insight can breathe. This is why he sometimes calls Sangha building the Buddha's career. After awakening, the Buddha did not write a doctrine and retire. He gathered companions and trained them to live and practice together. As Thích Nhất Hạnh says in Creating True Peace, a real Sangha is a living body that carries both the Buddha and the Dharma within it. When we take refuge in the Sangha, we are taking refuge in the very conditions that allow understanding and compassion to appear in daily life. We do not worship a community, we cultivate it like gardeners, tending a shared plot, knowing our own fruit depends on the soil we offer each other. What we mean by Sangha. If the word Sangha sounds religious or distant, we can begin with the simple meaning, a community that lives with mindfulness. Thích Nhất Hạnh broadens this meaning with tenderness. In Interbeing, he writes that the Sangha is not limited to monks and nuns. It is any circle of people, lay women and laymen, children and elders, who practice breathing, walking, listening, and speaking in a way that waters seeds of understanding. Two people can form a Sangha if they commit to practice together. A family can be a Sangha around the dinner table. A group of co-workers who pause before meetings to breathe in and out and to speak truthfully with kindness is a Sangha. The shape is flexible. The essence is shared awareness. He goes further with a beautiful phrase, Sanghakaya, the body of the Sangha. In Old Path White Clouds, he remembers how the Buddha, after awakening under the Bodhi tree, recognized the buffalo boy, the milkmaid, the river, the bamboo grove, the bird song, and the trees as elements of his Sangha. This is not romantic fantasy, it is a radical way of seeing. Support for practice comes not only from people, but from the whole fabric of our lives when we are in right relationship with it. The kettle that clicks off can be a bell of mindfulness. The chair by the window can be a seat of stability. The maple in the yard can be a teacher of patience, leafing out in its own time, no matter how much we rush. In this light, our home, our neighborhood, even our commute can become parts of a wide Sangha body, helping us return to the present. This inclusive vision also protects us from perfectionism. Thích Nhất Hạnh often says that an imperfect Sangha is good enough. We do not wait for the right people, perfect schedules, or a flawless meditation space. We start with whoever is willing, wherever we are, and we practice with what is available. The only requirement is sincerity. In Being Peace, he writes that the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha enter are. When a group practices with true willingness, the Buddha and the Dharma are already there in their heart. We do not add holiness later. We recognize it now in the quality of attention we give to one another. Because Sangha is relational, it is also ethical. The community is a jewel to the extent that its members embody loving speech, deep listening, and non-harming. This is why Thích Nhất Hạnh places the 5 mindfulness trainings at the center of communal life. They are not commandments in a punitive sense. They are commitments that create a safe field where hearts can open. When a Sangha recites the trainings together, as he recommends, each voice strengthens the intention of the others. The trainings become our shared promise to speak truthfully without harshness, to take care of sexual energy, to consume mindfully, to resolve conflicts with awareness, and to protect life. In this way, the Sangha is not just a group that meditates, it is a culture of care. Practicing together the collective energy of mindfulness. Practicing with others multiplies the energy of mindfulness. Anyone who has walked in silence with a group knows the feeling. The air grows clearer, the sounds sharpen, the body settles without effort. Thích Nhất Hạnh says in The Miracle of Mindfulness that the collective energy generated by a Sangha can embrace and heal suffering that our individual effort cannot reach. This is not mysterious, it is the physics of attention. 10 candles together brighten a room more than one. 10 steady breaths together hold a distressed person more securely than a single pair of lungs. The practices themselves are simple. We sit and breathe. We walk and breathe. We eat in silence for a few minutes at the beginning of a meal, feeling the bowl in our hands and the presence of the whole earth in a piece of bread. We listen to a bell, perhaps a chime, a phone set to a soft tone, or the kettle, and stop talking for 3 breaths. We learn the art of arriving when we greet one another, setting down bags, softening our eyes, and smiling with awareness. These do not sound grand, yet they change a room. As Thích Nhất Hạnh says in How to Eat, the way we raise a spoon can be an act of peace. When raised together with mindfulness, a spoon becomes a teacher. Communication practice is the strong spine of community. In the art of communicating, he teaches deep listening and loving speech as the most powerful meditations we can do together. Deep listening has a clear purpose: to help the other suffer less. It is active, not passive. We anchor in our breath, relax our body, and empty our agenda so the other's words can flow without interruption. We do not rush to correct wrong perceptions. We let compassion be the first response, trusting that truth will be easier to touch in the warm air of acceptance. Loving speech is the companion. We speak honestly but gently, choosing words that open a door rather than slam it. We refrain from speaking when we are hot with anger. We walk, breathe, drink a glass of water, and return when understanding is possible. These 2 practices, done collectively, build a field where conflict can transform instead of calcify. Plum Village developed simple structures that any Sangha can borrow. Beginning anew is a communal rhythm where members regularly share appreciations, name one difficulty without blame, and make a concrete aspiration for the next period. It keeps small knots from tightening. The second body or buddy system pairs practitioners for mutual care, so no one is left to carry suffering alone. Shining light gatherings offer supportive feedback from the community's shared eyes, not as judgment, but as gentle guidance. In Happiness, Thích Nhất Hạnh explains that these practices are how we make brotherhood and sisterhood real, not theoretical. They are the daily liturgy of kindness. Even work can be meditation in community. We chop vegetables together, sweep floors, plant a garden, and answer emails with a timer that invites a 3-breath pause every quarter hour. Mindful work periods teach us to coordinate many bodies and intentions without losing calm. As he says in Peace is Every Step, when several people move a table slowly and smiling, the table becomes light. When we rush and pull, the table becomes heavy. In the same way, a shared task can be a classroom for patience, humility, and joy. There is also the practice of singing and poetry. Many Sanghas sing short mindfulness songs that remind the body of ease and togetherness. The voice vibrates the chest and breaks up old tension. A poem before meals, a chant after sitting, the recitation of the 5 contemplations. These are not decorative. They tune the room. In How to Love, he writes that watering seeds of joy is essential, not optional, because joy gives us the strength to hold suffering without drowning in it. A community that can sing together can weep together and also smile again. Building and sustaining a Sangha. How do we begin? We begin where we are. 2 friends agree to meet once a week for 45 minutes. 15 minutes of sitting, 15 minutes of walking, 15 minutes for sharing from the heart with mindful breathing. A family chooses to start dinner with 1 minute of silence and a simple gatha. This food is the gift of the earth, the sky, many hands, and much love. Co-workers decide that the start of every meeting will include 2 silent breaths and 1 round of appreciation. These small structures are the bones of Sangha. Over time, a Sangha benefits from a light, clear framework. Thích Nhất Hạnh recommends appointing facilitators who are more like gardeners than rulers. Their job is to hold time, protect silence, invite the bell, and shepherd the group back to the breath when discussion heats up. Rotating facilitation helps the group grow many capable hands. A simple agreement, no interrupting, confidentiality, the willingness to be on time creates safety. Adding a short teaching from Peace is Every Step or True Love at the end of a session helps link the group's experience to a larger body of wisdom. Sanghas grow by invitation, not pressure. When someone visits and feels ease, they return. When a member brings their calm presence to their workplace or family, others become curious. Thích Nhất Hạnh says in Friends on the Path that the best way to build a Sangha is to become a positive cell in the Sangha body. Walk gently, smile warmly, respect the bell, and let your peace communicate without words. Evangelizing is unnecessary. Authenticity is enough. Conflicts will come. They are not signs that the Sangha is failing. They are chances to deepen trust. When hurt arises, we lean on the trainings. We pause, breathe, and refrain from gossip. We ask for a conversation with facilitation if needed. We practice beginning anew. First gratitude, then honest hurt, then intention. We do not weaponize teachings. We use them to water humility. In Anger, Thích Nhất Hạnh notes that community is where our sharp edges rub and become smooth. We do not run at the first friction. We stay and practice if the space remains safe. A Sangha also needs nourishment. Retreats, days of mindfulness, picnics, and walks in nature feed the communal body. Study circles refresh understanding. Service projects share the energy outward. There is wisdom in seasons, periods of consolidation, then periods of gentle expansion. There is also wisdom in asking for help. Established Sanghas can mentor newer ones by sharing formats, chants, and the art of handling difficulties. In this way, the Sangha body extends across cities and countries like mycelium, quiet networks carrying water and life. Children belong in Sangha, a corner with crayons and simple bells, a short children's dharma sharing, a playful walking meditation where steps match the breath. These welcome the youngest and teach the adults patience. Thích Nhất Hạnh often says that a child can be a bell of mindfulness for the whole community. Their laughter reminds us to practice lightly. Their tears remind us that tenderness is the real mark of depth. Finally, take refuge intentionally. In ceremonies across Plum Village, practitioners recite, "I take refuge in the Buddha, the one who shows me the way in this life. I take refuge in the Dharma, the way of understanding and love. I take refuge in the Sangha, the community that lives in harmony and awareness." Saying this together is not superstition. It is a public vow to lean on wisdom instead of isolation. In times of ease, it keeps us humble. In times of crisis, it holds us. The Sangha and the wider world. The strength we build together is not for ourselves alone. Thích Nhất Hany's vision of engaged Buddhism asks us to carry the energy of mindfulness into schools, workplaces, prisons, hospitals, and governments. In Calming the Fearful Mind, he urges communities to take a clear stand against injustice while refusing to hate. The Sangha's collective insight can see where suffering is produced by systems, not only by individuals, and can act firmly without losing compassion. This social dimension begins at home. A family that eats mindfully and practices loving speech contributes to the mental health of a neighborhood. A workplace Sangha that pauses before meetings to breathe and recognize shared humanity reduces the violence of hurried decisions. A school that teaches children to listen and speak with kindness plants seeds of peace that may sprout decades later. These modest changes are not small. They are the exact scale at which real culture shifts begin. Thích Nhất Hạnh sometimes says that the Buddha of the future may not be an individual, but a community. In The Art of Power, he imagines Maitreya, the Buddha of love, appearing as a collective awakening, not as a single sage. This is not metaphorical piety, it is practical strategy. A single leader can be silenced. A living network is resilient. When many groups across the world cultivate mindfulness, compassion, and understanding, they become a fabric that can absorb shocks and heal tears. They can hold suffering without collapsing or responding with vengeance. The earth itself is part of our Sangha, and she needs our care. Mindful communities that commit to simple living, ethical consumption, and gratitude for natural resources become laboratories for a healthier relationship with the planet. In Love Letter to the Earth, Thích Nhất Hạnh invites us to see the clouds, soil, and sunlight in our tea, and to bow to the rivers and forests as teachers. A Sangha that practices this tenderness will naturally support policies and habits that protect life. This is not politics as usual. It is love made public. Sangha also addresses a modern epidemic, loneliness. We live in a time of constant connection and deep isolation. Many people go weeks without being truly seen or heard. A small circle that meets weekly to breathe and listen can be a lifeline. In silence, Thích Nhất Hạnh reminds us that silence is not the absence of sound, but the quieting of inner noise. A community that cultivates inner silence together becomes a sanctuary where people can rest from the storm of notifications and news. In that rest, sanity returns. Finally, the Sangha offers continuity across generations. Elders pass on stories and skills. Young people bring energy and questions that renew forms. When an elder dies, the Sangha continues their walk, When a child is born, the Sangha welcomes them into a field already humming with kindness. Thich Nhat Hanh often says that continuation is the true meaning of immortality. We continue in our students, our children, our friends, and our communities. A strong Sangha ensures that what is most beautiful in us does not end with our body. Coming home together. It is possible to practice alone, but it is difficult to thrive alone. The Sangha is not a luxury for the spiritual elite. It is ordinary medicine for ordinary suffering. When we sit shoulder to shoulder and share a few breaths, our scattered minds settle more easily. When we walk slowly together, the ground becomes steady beneath everyone's feet. When we listen without interrupting and speak with care, the old knots in our hearts begin to loosen. As Thich Nhat Hanh writes in True Love, the best nourishment we can give each other is our true presence, and the Sangha is the school where we learn to offer that gift reliably. If you do not yet have a Sangha, you can begin with one other person. Choose a simple time and place. Light a candle or set a bell on your phone. Sit for a while. Walk for a while. Share for a while. Bow to each other with a half smile and go on with your day. If you have a Sangha that is tired, rest together. Let the next gathering be soft. Fewer words, more breathing, a poem, and tea. If you have a Sangha that is strong, extend a hand to a nearby group and share what you have learned. The point is not to multiply meetings. It is to deepen the quality of collective presence wherever life is lived. Remember that the Sangha includes more than people. When you feel alone, step outside and stand under a tree. Listen for a bird. Notice the solidity of the earth under your feet. Let the sky be your teacher for a moment. As Thich Nhat Hanh writes in No Mud, No Lotus, the conditions for happiness are already here. The Sangha of clouds, leaves, and wind has been practicing for millions of years. If we stand among them with humility, our breathing joins theirs, and we are not alone. There is a gatha he loves to share. I have arrived. I am home, in the here, in the now. I am solid. I am free. In the ultimate I dwell. Said together on a quiet path or in a city room, these words rearrange the air. They are not magic. They are reminders. We have arrived because we are breathing. We are home because we are together. We are solid because we are supported. We are free because we remember we are part of a larger body. The ultimate is not far away. It is the simple miracle of shared presence. To end, let us honor the thread that runs through all of Thich Nhat Hanh's teaching. Community is both means and fruit. We practice to build Sangha, and Sangha helps us practice. We create conditions for peace within us, and those conditions spill outward through our families and cities until they become the culture we live in. The path is not lonely, it is a road walked by many feet. When we forget, a bell rings. When we stumble, a hand appears. When we despair, 10 steady breaths surround us and say, stay. This is the jewel of Sangha, shining not with perfection, but with the quiet glow of people learning, failing, forgiving, and returning together to the present moment. If you listen closely, you can hear the Sangha now. It sounds like a kettle finishing its song, a door opening softly, a whispered, I am here. It feels like a shoulder relaxing and a breath that suddenly goes all the way down. It tastes like a simple cup of tea shared without hurry. It looks like eyes that are not looking past you. This is how the world begins to heal. One community at a time, one meeting, one meal, one mindful step, over and over, until the mountain is under our feet and we remember that we never had to climb it alone.